Welcome to the final video for the 2024 Thun planting and sowing calendar. My name is Jen. I manage the Weleda medicinal plant gardens in Derbyshire in the UK, and we've had quite some interesting weather over the last few weeks. Some snowy, wintry periods with really frosty, cold nights. Now we're back up to 11 degrees during the day, but it seems like at least here in this part, in the second week of December, we're getting a few more kind of settled periods, so we shall see. Now let's have a look at the calendar and what that has in store for us for December. Now it's always worth to orientate yourself in the calendar and look at the basic dates. So for instance, the full moon and the new moon, to understand where these fall in the month. We actually have two new moons in December. It's on the 1st here, you can see it with that circle, and on the 30th as well, and the full moon is on the 15th of December on Sunday. Another activity which is really common and a good time to do in December or even January and February is pruning. And if you want to do that in line with the calendar, then it's worth having a look at the northern transplanting time, or the time of the descending moon, which in December is marked by this blue bar here on the side, and that period runs from the 15th to the 30th of December. So if you're looking at pruning your apple trees or any other trees, or if you're interested in planting trees, then it'd be worth looking at that time period. Now, let's also not forget that December is also the time for Christmas. And if you're looking at decorating your house or other areas and you want to cut some Advent greenery and you want to make it last longer and keep the fragrance based on the calendar, the flower times would be the ideal times for that. So just have a look in the calendar, find the yellow bars, and that's your flower days. You've got quite a few of them in the first, but also in the second half of the month. You can see that here. Yeah. If you're still harvesting in your garden and got your successions right, and you're blessed to have winter greens, root veg, of course, always worth having a look at the calendar, trying to avoid the unfavorable times which are marked by the grey bars here. If at all possible, try to avoid harvesting during those days, and then if possible, harvest based on the corresponding days, leaf days, root days, etc. And of course, December is also a perfect month to start looking at the next year and do your crop planning. Order your 2025 Thun Biodynamic calendar from the BDA if you haven't already done so. But also take a look at the back of the calendar. There are some pages on crop tables. The 2024 edition, they start on page 66. And it gives you the sowing times and the harvesting times, so you can take a look at activities for 2025. And then if you're interested, it's a topic that many people often ask about, companion planting. There is some interesting information in the calendar as well on that, if you're interested in looking into that and implementing that in your garden. Now for me, working with the biodynamic planting and sowing calendar helps to bring nature's rhythms into our lives and of course into our gardens. And that's really an interesting journey. And I hope you've enjoyed it so far in 2024 and you're curious to apply even more in 2025. And always keep in mind that it's really important to consider weather conditions and soil condition, and you know, a pinch of common sense, and then your garden will thrive. Now this is it from me for 2024 and the Thun planting and sowing calendar. Special thanks to Jess and Gabriel from the BDA for asking me to be the presenter for this year. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. And I wish you a really enjoyable, relaxing, festive season, and yeah, enjoy.